Has INEC recognized Nenadi Usman as the Labour Party chairman? There have been posts from very close associates of Mr. Peter Obi suggesting that the INEC has recognized Nenadi Usman as the Labour Party chairman. These posts are from yesterday, 31st of July, 2025, and they are from Twitter accounts of people who are very close to Mr. Peter Obi. The first person to insinuate this was Sarah Ibrahim, who is very close aide to Mr. Peter Obi. In a Twitter post that she made yesterday, 31st of July 2025, she wrote, "Big news coming from the Labour Party. Senator Nenadi Usman, Chairman Labour Party. Senator Darlington, Secretary Labour Party. His Excellency, Mr. Peter Obi." End of quote. The second one was from a handle called Uptown of Lagos. This guy is also known to be close to Mr. Peter Obi. He knows Mr. Peter Obi personally. And then he wrote, "Peter Obi has regained the hold of structure of Labour Party. A gentle lion always moves under the radar. What next will be the accusation?" End of quote. The third one came from Henry Shield, a former member of the PDP, and he wrote, "Suddenly, INEC is recognizing Nenadi Usman as acting chairman of Labour Party after Abure's visits to Wike. Hear me clearly. The ultimate aim is to ensure that Obi runs alone and divides the votes of the opposition. Nice try, TULUMBU." This came from Henry Shield. Please note that I have not seen any confirmation from Mrs. Usman or any source, so I cannot independently confirm this. However, it is something that I think is good for the Obidient movement if it is true. In fact, I pray seriously for it to be true. And here are my reasons. Number one, it helps us build a party of ideology, a party we can call our own. Perhaps this is the most important aspect of Peter Obi's regaining of control of Labour Party. Peter Obi has been talking about building a party of ideology, a party where her members will be driven by ideologies instead of just winning elections. This is exactly how it is done in developed countries. In US, for instance, I know where a Democrat stands on an issue, and I also know where a Republican stands on the same issue. I can easily distinguish between a Democrat and a Republican based on their ideologies. A similar thing also is obtained in South Africa, especially with the EFF led by Julius Malema. You may not agree with their policy positions, but one thing about the EFF is that they are committed to their ideologies. I can tell you where an EFF member stands on certain issues. Such parties led by ideologies don't exist in Nigeria, and that is what Peter Obi wants to do with the Labour Party. If he achieves this, honestly, it is even more than him becoming the president, because through such a party, Nigeria will experience true transformation. Obi has been speaking about this for some time, and I have also shown his speeches on this channel concerning such a party.
You cannot be EFF and still be sheepish. Once you join the EFF, it's a first step of mental liberation, that I am not my ancestor. I am a generation now which will never take what my ancestors took from you. I will never tolerate that.
The second thing is a fundamental mistake here. We are all first and foremost citizens of South Africa, and we are not allowed, according to the Constitution, to stand for any office if we have a criminal record. The Constitutional Court, it doesn't matter whether it's NCOP, it doesn't matter whether it's legislature, even a council of councillors in a township are not allowed to hold public office if they are found to have been in breach of the Constitution. If you want to listen to a person that has breached the Constitution, go do it elsewhere. somewhere in the prisons there
Honorable
where
Ndlovu,
criminals
please
speak.
make your point
I have
of
a
order.
duty, together with other members of parliament who have taken an oath of office, to protect this house in terms of the constitution. Mr. Zuma, please leave. Baba, please leave. You don't belong here. You are a constitutional delinquent. You have to leave. Then we can proceed with the business of the house. I'm sure each and every one of us are competent to can deliberate on the state of the nation. But Mr. Zuma is a delinquent. He breached the constitution. He doesn't belong in it. It is him that should leave, not us. You are wrong not to protect us. You protecting him to stay here. As a constitutional, as a criminal.
You are not making a point of order.
It is a point of order.
It is no longer
How
a
do you
point of
call
order.
this house in session when people have invaded? Mr. Zuma, together with those two guys, they don't belong in here.
Honorable
He's a
Ndlovu,
criminal, and they must leave.
We want to build a party that will be fair, a party that will be just, a party that people can look at and say, this is how this party is. We want to go into the next election knowing fully well that we're offering Nigerians the best of people and competent people for House of Assembly, for House of Rep, for Senate, for Governor, for any level of election. So we are going to be sure that whoever wants to contest House of Rep, House of Assembly now will be a Labour member, not on transit, not passing by. We want to be sure that those who go to House of Rep are not passing by. They are members of our party, and they are competent, and they will stand with the party. Because we want to be a party of ideology, not party where you just elect people and they become whatever goes on.
The second importance of this, if it is true, is that we can now enter into the coalition with stronger backup. Truth is that the coalition is not well explained and nobody is sure of anything there. So having a strong backup is very necessary so that we can have a place to fall back to in case the coalition doesn't work out. It will also give us an edge when we are negotiating our positions in the coalition. We'll be negotiating from the place of strength and not from the place of weakness and desperation. This will enable us negotiate well and easily pull out if the coalition is not working as we expected. Again, this will also provide the opportunity for other Obedients who may not get tickets at the ADC. They will now run under the Labour Party. This is because the structure of ADC is not controlled by the Obedients, but the structure of the Labour Party will now be controlled by Obedients if this news becomes true. Then for the naysayers like Henry Shield, my advice is that you focus on your own and leave the Obidient movement alone. The idea of arrogating everything to TULUMBU is funny. Yes, TULUMBU is very powerful and nobody can take that away from him. But TULUMBU is not also God. TULUMBU can be defeated. If you don't want Obi to run solo, then advise ADC to give him the ticket. Peter Obi doesn't have a problem of winning. We know where our problem was in 2023 and we will solve it. Thank you for your time and may God bless you.